In our first task, we have to change the simple color 3D to have a separate camera matrix and the world matrix buffer. Then we compile it. We associate the vertex buffer, the shaders. Then we create the buffers and we associate the constant buffers and send it the immediate context to draw everything. Here are the two pyramids using the simple color 3D. In our next task, we have to create a unit pyramid. We create the pyramid using this code. Then we load the pyramid, and here is the pyramid in wireframe mode. In our third task, we create 3 pre-made models in the same scene. We use only 2 models to create these 3 models. The cube uses 1 model and we render it to different locations and with different scaling. In our fourth task, we have to create 4 pre-made models, 2 using the color select 3D HLSL file and 2 using the simple color 3D file. We did not change the HLSL files. Here the 2 objects use the color select 3D file and these 2 use the simple color 3D file. For doing that, we update the shaders and the constant buffers just before when we have to render the object, and we keep all the objects together that have to be rendered using the same shader file because it optimizes our code. And when we want to change the shader, we compile the different shaders and we change the vertex and pixel shaders and the constant buffers and update the sub-resource and print and render the objects. In our further work 1, we have to use a same object at 2 different locations. So we use the model 2 for generating at 2 different locations, which gives us the model at 2 different places. We have the cube at 2 different locations. The same thing we are doing with the fourth question. We only have 2 objects, 2 models at 4 different places. In our further work 2, if we want to create a shader file, we will use the if-def conditions because it changes the path of the program or the code. We can enable and disable the conditions and change the shader file. We can also use the if-else conditions. Unfortunately, we did not complete our 5th question fully, but we are halfway through creating the sphere, and I think most of the code works. We just have to create the sequence of indices and we're good to go.